Sixers are undefeated right now, and Tyrese Maxey is going ballistic. 37 points, 8 assists, and they just got a big win again last night. We are going to talk about why the Sixers, who were a big question mark coming into the season, Mars, your Sixers, your very own Sixers, are maybe just in fact as dangerous as we thought that they could potentially be. Thoughts on this, fellas?
I don't think they've been that great. So I'll start with that. I don't think they've been that great. But I do like the way that they've been competitive. They've played with energy. They've played with hunger. That's something that I think was missing last year. A lot of their wins have been comeback wins or close down the stretch games, whether that be the Boston game in which they won by 1, close game against the Hornets, a comeback win last night. So a lot of their games have been really close and competitive. Even the Orlando game ended up being close down the stretch. And Tyrese Maxey has been really good at just closing teams out. Quentin Grimes has made a few big shots. But what I've liked is just the energy and the intensity to never really give up on a play. Adem Boner has been great for them early on in the season, someone who I've been high on. Embiid, after having his bad opening night against the Celtics, has looked better each game. Still not moving in Joel Embiid fashion, particularly defensively. A couple scares here and there in terms of coming down on his knee a bit awkwardly, seeing him limp for a little while, but then he stays in the game and then he looks fine. No Paul George yet. I think Paul George helps the team. A lot of people are talking about this makes Paul George expendable. I think Paul George can be useful. But I think this is a good Philly roster with Tyrese Maxey at this level. And by this level, I don't mean averaging 30 million or whatever he's averaging. But Tyrese Maxey being able to be someone who can be a reliable scorer with or without Joel Embiid on the court, VJ Edgecombe being as good as he's been. He made 2 and 1 threes last night. Shout out to him. Tyrese Maxey made 1 as well. Those two in conjunction with Paul George, with Kelly Oubre, with Joel Embiid, with Adem Boner, with Quentin Grimes, I think they have decent depth, really dynamic guard play, a big who can score with the best of them still. I mean, this is the second game in a row he scored as many points as minutes played. And this is a Joel Embiid who everyone would agree isn't moving like Joel Embiid, but he can still just put the ball in the basket because he's that good. You give them months to get adjusted, acclimated. I think they're a dangerous team in this Eastern Conference, especially since they're running because Embiid's not doing much in terms of rebounding and rim protection at this point. They're pretty much playing him with 2 bigs as much as possible, whether that was Dominic Barlow early on, whether that's Jabari Walker, whether that would be Trendon Watford, whether that would be Adem Boner as time goes on, just so they can take the load of the dirty work, whether that's rebounding, whether that's blocking shots, whether that's hustling, all of those things, so you can kind of just preserve Embiid through the season. I think that's a good dynamic that they have. But do I think they're as good as their record suggests? Probably not. But they're still not whole. And I think that's a good sign. No Jared McCain as well, someone I forgot to mention. So you add all of those pieces into the mix. This is, in my opinion, a dangerous team in the East. I said they had the potential to be the 3rd best team in the East. I still think they have that potential. And we haven't even seen them whole yet. So I'm just curious to see where the season heads. But it's nice of them to be 4-0, especially when I don't think they've been fantastic. Being able to win tough games is a sign of a good team. It's what OKC's been doing thus far this season. So yeah, I like what I've seen from Philly.
I think that the idea of being healthy, I mean, I think that speaks volumes for players and that speaks volumes for a unit. So if you look at how much better Tyrese Maxey is because he's healthy, how much faster they play because he's healthy. I mean, I think that gives them a different sense of life that they didn't have last season. On top of that, I mean, we have a group where Joel Embiid is barely playing half the game, and he's still giving them the production that he's giving them. Now, to your point, Mars, I don't love the fact that they were in a dogfight with the Celtics. I don't love that, right? I don't love the fact that they went to overtime with Washington last night, who I do think is a better team than they were last year, but I think if Joel Embiid plays more, I think that they handle Washington. I think the difference last night is they don't have him on the floor as much as they would like. And with watching Tyrese Maxey, Bona is going to give me the dirty work stuff. Andre Drummond is going to give me the dirty work stuff, which I absolutely love. But I feel like when we get down to having to get buckets, when we get down to having to make plays, when I have the guys that are necessary on the floor, Tyrese Maxey is the biggest part of this. I mean, he's the guy who's the one who stirs the drink with all of this. I mean, I expect VJ Edgecombe to be the starting 2 guard, but I don't expect as much as I would expect from him in year 4 or year 5 because he's a rook. So I'm getting what I'm getting from him right now, and I think it's working. But I think that Alex Sarr gave them all that they could handle last night. And the fact that, he was on the glass the way he was, the fact that he was finishing around the rim, that was largely due to the fact that, one, Joel Embiid can't move like he used to be able to move. And on top of that, he's not the defender that he used to be. So I think Alex Sarr really took advantage of that. With that being said, I still think that Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, I think that they took real advantage of that backcourt. So if I'm looking at this Philly team and I'm looking at the favorable schedule that they have early on, I don't think it's fool's gold, but I'm not wrapped up in the idea of them being, a championship contender with having Joel Embiid playing half the games. But I do think that it's viable right now.
I mean, it's a shock in how they're doing it. They're shooting ridiculous from three. They're shooting 41% from three. Almost all their lead guys as a unit.
Wow.
Almost all their lead guys are pulling up like major shooting performances, like 46, 47% from three. Guys like Quentin Grimes, Tyrese Maxey, been on a heater, right? They've also played a pretty soft schedule. Like the one decent team they've beat was Orlando, right? Last night they were in a dogfight on a back-to-back against Washington, and Washington had them like on pace for 150 points, right? That the Wizards were going to score. This defense couldn't guard anybody, and that's with Adembona back there. That's with Joel Embiid, molasses, but still, 7 feet tall. So I'm looking at a team like this, and I'm just like, is this sustainable? Now, chill. Fun fact for you. Tyrese Maxey has scored 150 points through 4 games. This is the most since any in Sixers history since fill in the blanks.
Chamberlain.
1966. Chill wasn't alive.
I was not alive in 1966.
England won the World Cup that year. Yeah, England won the World Cup.
So that's how long it's been since a Sixer has scored this many points. I mean, this is a breakneck pace. But can he average 43 minutes on a season?
No, that's going to come down.
Allen Iverson. And
Is it though? See, you guys throw me off the track when you do this sort of stuff. And hear me out for a second, Mars. Hear me out for a second, Penn. I mean, I know 43 minutes is a lot, but that's not 43 minutes every night. We're going to have a game where I play 35 minutes, but then there's also I'm going to average that out because we might have an overtime game like we had last night. And then the next night I'll play 36 minutes. And then I think it's sustainable because, first of all, Tyrese Maxey is a Ferrari. You don't take a Ferrari and put it on the street. You take a Ferrari and you bring it on the highway. And that's who Tyrese Maxey is. And I want to use him like that. One of the best, one of the most athletic guards in the league, one of the fastest guards in the league. And on top of that, I don't want to keep this Ferrari in the garage. No, put it on the floor.
I mean, their rookie, VJ Edgecombe is also playing 40 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's
insane. 20, so that doesn't bother me at all. He's a kid, so I'm definitely down to burn him out.
I mean, his college games were 40 minutes, so he's literally playing more minutes per game than his college team had minutes available to play. None of this is sustainable, but the team's hurt, so they're doing what they need to do to win games.
Sure.
While they're compromised. When Paul George comes back, when Jared McCain comes back, when Embiid's no longer on a minutes restriction, all of that together, then you can start bringing down Tyrese Maxey's minutes, VJ's minutes. But as of now, they need every minute they can to win these games. And I think Nick Nurse knows that. I think the organization knows that. I think Maxey knows that. But even like last night, you could see like Maxey's legs were starting to go towards the end of the game, which is forgivable. Second night, we're back to back, and he's played about 80 minutes, 90 minutes across 2 nights. That's a lot of minutes to play. So they do need to get some rest to avoid burnout.